但係與此同時咧，我哋係不會鬆懈，亦都有唔少嘅工作咧係繼續進行嘅。以下幾方面啦。第一咧就係衛生防護中心早前因為個案嘅下跌到去一個可處理嘅水平咧，已經係重新啟動咗個案追蹤啊。咁所以每日嘅4點半嘅新聞發佈會咧，都可以話俾大家聽邊一個群組嘅感染已經冇新嘅個案出現，邊一個群組咧仍然係有新嘅個案出現嚇，亦都可以喺呢方面我哋會加緊個案追蹤嘅工作。第二方面咧就係察覺到一個現象，就係早期因為個案好多嘅時候，我哋都係容許市民如果做咗快速抗原檢測係陽性咧，可以自我申報。就基於佢自我申報咧，我哋核實咗嗰個之後咧，就會發出一個隔離令嚇。咁但係近日就發覺咧，喺呢啲自我申報裏邊嘅假陽性嘅比率係相當之高。有陣時係甚至高到係30%咁多嘅。咁所以由今日開始咧，所有呢啲通過快速抗原檢測呈陰性嘅自我呈報嘅個案咧，我哋將會進行100%嘅覆核，即係每一個呈報嘅個案咧，都會經過核酸檢測覆核之後咧，先至會被視為係一個確診嘅個案，以免咧令到啲數字出現咗好多混亂。即係話，目前如果我哋先公佈咗，但係1日之後、2日之後，發覺其實有30%係假陽性咧，又要將嗰啲數字咧重新嚟到去即係整理剔除咗一啲假陽性嘅個案。呢個做法咧並不理想，因為而家整體嘅個案係少嘅時候咧，有陣時100幾十宗咧係會影響到社會點樣去睇香港今日嗰個疫情嘅。咁所以所有嘅全部100%嘅核酸嘅覆核咧，將會係由我哋嘅化驗所啦，就係上門係嚟到去令到可以做呢個核酸嘅檢測啦。第三個工作咧就係加強巡查。就當然喺社交距離措施裏邊，如果嚴格執行咧，佢嗰個其實係相當平穩嚇，亦都可以控制到嗰個疫情嘅傳播啊。需要戴口罩嘅時候要戴好口罩，需要用安心出行或者係疫苗通行證咧，亦都要按要求進行。但係不幸啦，當然有違規嘅人士啦，咁所以有關嘅部門咧已經係加強咗巡查。咁我要求佢哋咧係繼續持續咁去加強呢啲巡查同埋執法工作。第四咧就係疫苗通行證咧係會繼續執行嘅啊。咁因為而家我哋打咗第3針嘅人士咧，係佔合資格人口大概啱啱60%，昨晚咧係超過咗60%，但係仍然係有推進嘅空間嚇。咁第一針、第二針咧都仲有推進嘅空間嚇。我留意到有一位專家亦都講咧，希望可以提升到95%，咁屆時或者咧就唔需要戴口罩啦。咁但係而家無論第一針、第二針、第三針咧，都同95%咧有一定嘅距離。另外一個嘅措施咧，就係我哋會考慮加強一啲高危嘅群組嘅病毒檢測。大家知道而家唔同嘅群組咧有唔同嘅病毒檢測嘅要求，有啲係高風險、高暴露風險嘅咧，每日都要做核酸檢測啦。學校嘅學生同埋教育職員每日返校園之前要做快速抗原檢測啦，而係喺食肆裏邊，亦都每3日咧要做檢測。咁所以我哋會全面再睇睇喺呢啲群組裏邊咧，有邊啲嘅群組係需要加強嗰個病毒嘅檢測。今日稍後傍晚嘅時候咧，我會召開專家會議，再同我哋6位專家咧評估最新嘅疫情，同埋睇下有啲咩嘅工作咧，我哋係需要跟進啦。稍後亦都會召開政府內部高層嘅督導委員會，為或許會出現嘅第6波疫情咧做好應變嘅措施，特別係保護我哋嘅安老院舍。好，睇下大家有咩問題。
好，依家係提問時間，想發問嘅記者朋友啦，請先舉手，嗌到你嘅時候啦，請講出你代表嘅傳媒機構名稱，然後用我哋俾你個咪咧發問嘅。咁時間關係啦，每位記者最多問2條問題，同埋不設追問。首先係呢位紅色衫嘅男記者。
Mrs. Lam, Tony from South China Morning Post. So I have 2 questions for you. Number one is that can you elaborate on what is your definition of an increasing trend? Because you have said that there are multiple indicators going up, but you cannot see a increasing trend yet. So can you elaborate on this point? And also, what would the government do to boost the vaccination rate of care homes? Because only about 56% and 14% had the second and third doses. Also, can you also confirm that you and other senior officials and EXCO members will be put under the week-long closed-loop arrangement by the end of this month to prepare for the president's visit? How would the rebound in cases going to affect the president's visit to Hong Kong, and how would this closed-loop arrangement affect the government's operation? Thank you.
Well, of the several questions, first of all is we have witnessed an increase in the number of positive cases since the beginning of June, that is this month, which gets us a little bit concerned. And as a result of the increase in the positive cases, and since we have allowed confirmed cases, that is infected people, to stay at home where appropriate for home isolation, so it is only natural or inevitable that some of the indicators will also go up. For example, the viral load in the sewage, because these people are living at home. So then the sewage coming out from their buildings will carry a higher viral load. But for the time being, it is a bit too early to say that we are now confronting a 6th wave of the COVID-19 epidemic, because it needs a lot more indicators in order to confirm the situation. So I'm convening a meeting with my experts later today is to listen to their advice and to see what other measures we have to put in place. So for the time being, I could not give you a categorical answer on when a trend will arise as a result of the current situation. But it is always essential for every one of us to be as prudent and cautious as possible in terms of the personal precautionary measures, that is wearing a mask, observing the social distancing measures, avoiding unnecessary crowd gathering, and so on. Particularly in the scheduled premises. So I have asked my law enforcement departments to step up their inspections and law enforcement on a daily basis. Now, we have introduced and implemented the government vaccination program since February last year. At every stage, we have rolled out various measures in order to boost the vaccination rates, and it has proven to be extremely essential in order to keep the severity of the infected people to as low a level as possible. That's why I said that despite the rise that we have seen in confirmed cases and other indicators, the hospital admissions and the number of patients who are critical or serious or require intensive care remain at a very low level. I'm sure this has something to do with the vaccinations that we have carried out in Hong Kong. So specifically about residential care homes for the elderly, I think all of us have learned a hard lesson of not being quick enough in making sure that our elderly in residential institutions were fully vaccinated before the 5th wave hit us. And there are a combination of factors. It is not just entirely the government's issue, but I'm sure you remember for a time, many of the relatives and family members of these elderly residents resisted the vaccination for their elderly people. Now, at the moment, I think so far we've got full cooperation from the homes. We still have this outreaching teams of medical and nursing staff to go out to visit the homes and to apply the jab. The reason why the rates could not increase as fast as one would like to see is because many of them are infected. So there are good reasons to ensure that there is a sufficient interval before we administer the vaccines. But I think so far I have not heard any particular problems or impediments from my team that is led by the Secretary for Civil Service, Patrick Neep, that we are facing problems in raising the vaccination rates in the residential care homes. Finally, I cannot confirm at this moment that there will be a visit by the President of our country. That's why I could not answer your specific questions. Thank you.
好，第二位記者提問，後面白色衫嗰位咧男記者。
林太你好 now 嘅，即係頭先就跟進翻頭先記者問題，就係話，即係萬一有領導人訪港咧，我哋而家嗰個疫情嘅趨勢咧，即係會唔會影響咗呢個計劃咧？即係而家有冇咁嘅條件去做呢件事？如果真係做，有冇啲咩嘢嘅即係備用嘅，例如頭先講嘅閉環安排，即係香港嘅會見領導人嘅呢一啲官員做一個閉環安排，會唔會係安全啲咧？另外仲想跟進嘅問題咧，就有公務員嘅加薪嗰方面，咁就係再睇咗一個禮拜嘅社會民情啦，即係你會覺得係可能跟翻一個貼近通脹嘅，會符合到市民大眾觀感多啲啊，定還是按翻即係過往嘅薪酬趨勢指標去做？會係符合翻公務員嗰個士氣啊，或者個實際要求多啲咧？同埋仲有一點就係過去嘅週末就係6·4事件嘅紀念日啦。咁我哋見到維園嗰方面嘅情況，其實繼續都係一個空嘅場地。咁亦都有一啲市民咧係單獨出嚟堅持去悼念或者紀念呢個日子。你自己對呢個情況有咩感受咧？唔該。
第一咧就係我早前都講過㗎啦，喺香港回歸祖國25週年之際，同埋新政府成立，我哋當然係熱切期盼領導人訪港嚇。就我相信領導人訪港咧，鑑於過去香港5年發生嘅事，一定有非常重要嘅講話，為香港未來嘅進一步發展咧係指明方向。咁所以本屆嘅特區政府咧，一定會竭盡全力去創造可以俾領導人訪港嘅條件，但係詳細嘅內容咧，我唔可以交代啦。第二咧，就關於每一年嘅公務員嘅薪酬調整咧，呢個機制係已經建立咗好多年嘅，而薪酬趨勢指標只係6個因素裏邊嘅其中一個因素而呢6個因素咧係一個互動嘅考慮。唔係一個機械式嘅考慮，咁同埋個決定嗰個機構咧係行政會議，咁所以我亦都係一如既往咧，就係會同行政會議咧一齊喺度認真考慮呢6個因素，擺喺今時今日嘅香港嘅情況咧，應該係作一個點樣嘅互動，從而得出一個我哋認為最符合方方面面嗰個因素嘅考慮。但係今日咧，亦都唔可以講，亦都唔係我個人嘅問題，因為呢個係行政會議將會要作嘅決定。第三個問題咧，亦都唔係一個個人點樣睇嘅問題。就當然我哋有咗國安法實施2年咧，整體香港嘅政治嘅情況係平穩嘅嚇。但係我同警務處處長同埋保安局局長都不時提醒社會咧。其實我哋仲有好多隱患喺度嚇，仲有一啲孤狼式或者係轉入去地下做嘅激烈嘅抗爭嘅行動，而警務處亦都係曾經係揾到一啲做炸彈嘅嘢。舊年有一次，今年亦都有一次係相當大型嘅嚇。咁所以每一次有一啲大型嘅活動或者某一啲嘅敏感嘅日子咧，係好有可能咧係被利用為去煽動呢啲分子咧出嚟咧做破壞嘅活動。咁所以警隊一向都係用一個風險評估嘅方法咧而採取有關嘅行動。目標咧或者係目的咧都係保護香港嘅市民嘅安全嚇。咁所以我當然作為行政長官咧，會支持我嘅執法部門咧係採取呢一種風險為本嘅態度咧嚟到保障市民嘅安全。
好，問多最後一位記者提問。中間前排嗰位女記者。
係你好 Cable 嘅。首先想問翻啦，外國記者會咧就話已經向政府提出咗續租會址嘅，咁你預計幾時會有決定呢？咁前政府梁振英佢就幾年前就話唔應該俾佢哋有租約特權嘅，咁政府今次會唔會改為公開投標呢？另外就想問翻，有消息就話咧優之良品結業咧係會令到還押人士食緊嘅牛肉乾係停咗供應嘅，咁之前已經有家屬反映話限制咗一種品牌啦，咁重量會令到佢哋嘅入貨有困難嘅。咁懲教署係咪應該檢討現時規定緊嘅幾款零食咧，去放寬翻相關嘅要求咧？仲有就係想追問翻疫情嘅，咁就係酒吧嘅群組就繼續擴大緊啦，學校嘅個案都增加緊嘅。咁係咪反映緊社交距離措施係放寬得太急咧？有冇需要再收緊翻部分處所嘅營業規定，或者甚至係停業咧？唔該。
第一咧就係特區政府係有一啲嘅商業處所咧係愛嚟出租嘅嚇，咁所有關於商業處所嘅出租、續租或者係招租嘅問題咧，都係政府產業署嘅工作嚇。第二個問題咧就係我相信懲教署都會按住現實嘅情況咧係作出考慮。如果要係作出一啲嘅調校咧，懲教署亦都一定係會樂意去做嘅。第三咧就係我剛才都講咗啦，今日嘅疫情咧係令到我哋有關注，但係亦都未到一個地步咧，又要去收緊社交距離措施，因為疫情咧已經係持續咗2年多啦嚇。就我由第一日開始到而家都係話，每一次作呢啲決定咧，唔能夠做一個單一嘅考慮，都係3方面，公共衞生嘅考慮啦，經濟發展嘅考慮啦，同埋市民可接受程度嘅考慮。我相信今日香港嘅市民咧，亦都會大部分同意應該繼續俾佢哋可以有呢個復常之路嚇。但係喺呢個復常之路，而家暫時行慢少少，即係第3階段嘅社交距離措施，我哋暫時喺6月底之前唔會實施。我相信亦都係反映大部分市民嗰個嘅而家嗰個意願啦，因為佢哋都有啲擔心尤其是有小朋友啊，又要返學。咁因為我真係唔想又出現一個情況咧，又唔俾學生返學，因為呢個對於學生嘅學習嘅損害咧係太大。所以頭先剛才喺開場白講嘅咧，就係今日係6月7號，距離6月30號，即係話我同我嘅團隊仍然可以為香港作抗疫嘅決定咧。喺呢20幾日裏邊咧，我覺得最好就係保持嗰個現狀咁但係當然，如果聽日出現一個極端嘅爆發，咁另計啦但係而家似乎睇落嚟咧，係起碼應該係保持現狀。保持現狀咧，就係表示咧不會係收緊無論係外防輸入、內防反彈。保持現狀咧，亦都係等於唔會再放寬啦但係與此同時，唔係唔做嘢，所以頭先已經列舉咗咧喺5、6方面咧，我哋會加強我哋現行嘅措施，令到我哋可以安然令喺呢條復常之路繼續向前行。多謝大家。
好，今日記者會到此為止，唔該晒大家。